I just think we've still seen Pangos be able to optimize with like a blink slash shard or blink yules, and now we're definitely not going to get it. Afu. So are we all boom right now?
I'm pretty boom right now. I mean, I'm just trying to think of how this Earthshaker is going to work, right? Is it
10
literally going to
seconds
be,
remaining.
I'm going to start running at you, and Earthshaker's not going to be there to
5
like.
seconds remaining.
I wish I had like little chess pieces that I could use to move around a board, but
Radiant
basically,
team
like,
pick.
if the team fight is coming directly at you, I feel like with Afu, I'm assuming, playing the Earthshaker, he's going to come in from the side and look to use the Fissure to kind of cut off the point of escape. Even if he doesn't land the perfect stun, it's just enabling Lycan and Pangolier to put their work in, essentially.
10 seconds remaining.
Now they get a answer to the Lycan, which they have 3 arguably answers already, and we get to see a Tim's Rubik as well. So some pretty solid abilities to steal. Rolling Thunder, but more importantly, the Fissure, arguably the top 3, you could say best as well, if you really want to go down that route of best abilities to take.
Ones that you can cast regularly, I would say
5
number 1.
seconds
You
remaining.
always want to be able to take things like the Ravage, the Black Hole, blah, 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 but, the Fissure, just to be able to layer it out every 10, 15 seconds, you're pretty damn satisfied.
So we are looking for still the Yopaj hero, and for SMG, looking for Moon along with mid ones. Wouldn't be surprised if they... Do you want to hold the Lycan flex here, or...
What do you think this Bloodseeker's playing as well? Is it going to be a position 5 Bloodseeker that's
so.
paired with a Gyrocopter? You go homing missile into the Bloodright to try and get some decent damage out?
Oh man, you could play it as a 1. Palace has been playing a lot of Bloodseeker 1 lately. They paired it with the Bane quite often, but I guess Gyro is not bad. I'm pretty sure homing missile is like 2.25 seconds as your stun. Well, you can't... Oh, you got big PL issues now. Oh, you got big issues.
Alright. I've swung back a little of the other way now. SMG with this PL pick, it's looking pretty solid. If that flat cannon's not available, or if it gets super late and you're able to tank through all of the hits with the illusions, you get up into a heart, Skadi, you should be feeling pretty alright. So what do they need? They need magic damage, right? But magic damage isn't going to do anything against a Lycan super early on, or his wolves, or his units. It's not going to do anything to a Pangolier inside the Rolling Thunder. And I mean, Earthshaker is probably not going to be in the middle of a team fight either, so he doesn't really care. So it's just basically looking to get the immediate 1-to-1 counters for the Phantom Lancer. Leshrak's gone.
You could mag and put the Bloodseeker as a 1, and then you have the answer to Lycan Pango as well, for like really reducing their game, and then Empower to deal PL. It doesn't have too many bad matchups mid, but they don't have like the cookie cutter answers to PL with Lesh and Ember Band.
And the Tiny's gone as well, one of the big counters that we've seen to the PL in recent times.
5 seconds remaining.
You can try and hit the timing with Aghanim Scepter on Void Spirit, which is pretty decent, helps clear waves, pretty mobile, there's not a lot of control. Storm to maybe get on the Earthshaker. They'll go a bit more of a mobile route, but
not bad.
This could be a Puck Witchblade with the 15 talent to help you deal with the illusions. It's definitely not as... It's not as good as what it used to be previously, but they don't have a good answer. Do they have a TA available? They do. That's super greedy. Any TA?
I feel like you can. Yes, they're good. They can just look to run at you, and you're very farm centric in the super early game. But I feel like once you get a few of these objectives, it is going to enable the TA a fair amount. Lycan doesn't build into things like the Desolator, so it's just going to buff up the overall damage even further. And they don't have any picks to be able to respond to it.
Now select your heroes.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
Well,
let's see.
How do I feel about this? I like the sniper. I do.
I do not know if you're going to play Bloodseeker. They will. Okay, so my query on if it was going to Bloodseeker 1 or 5 is because I feel like this hero is still I'm not giving it as much credit going late game. I think you go Mjolnir and you have a stupid amount of attack speed with the blood range change, and you actually might do a decent. You might be okay to kill a PL. It's also, but there's a question where Gyro is also decent. He's not the greatest as a carry to kill off illusions, but if he's like an item ahead, then he can do okay in that matchup. So I feel like just the recent success they've had with Palace Bloodseeker, maybe going down that route.
Yeah, but it was with really easy setup heroes, right? Like the gyrocopter, you've got Lycan plus wolves that are going to be able to hit the homing missile in the laning stage.
And
so
yeah, they're mobile as well with Rogi.
Yeah.
So you were saying you were a fan of the sniper. Have you gone back to being a bit of a fan of SMG's lineup because we weren't happy about the Lycan Earthshaker? Are these last two picks enough to win you over?
I wonder how the laning stage is going to go, right? Like Moon's sniper, it's going to be against the puck. Yes, your lane's going to get shoved out, but I feel like Yopaj is going to take a lot of damage in return. You know, it's not the greatest base attack damage on the sniper, but still, it's only one armor, I believe, on the puck that you have to contend against. So Yopaj has got to be careful with a lot of his positioning, and I just want to see this take aim work again. What was the build that we saw Somnus go? Was it like Mask of Madness, Dragonlance, Mjolnir?
I don't think it was anything crazy, but we were just super impressed with at least the take aim active. Like that is bonk. Like it's actually crazy. It's crazy. We still yet to see it. We were kind of hoping, you know, Tino would pull it out a little bit. I need an answer. Are you liking SMG with what they've gone for? Or is Boom got it?
I really like the PL.
Yep.
I am okay with the sniper, but I hate the first three picks. I hate them so much. I think it's gonna come down to execution, particularly from Arfu. If he's able to, again, block off big avenues of escape for Boom, I feel like that's gonna go a long way towards SMG being able to take it out. And again, Palos, his item build is going to depend this game as well. A lot of people forget how young he is as well. He's only 19 years old, even though he's been in the scene for like 4 or 5 years. So it's, I think it was with Sterling Global Dragons to start with, and then he's had a couple of stints with Execration across his time. So now that he's with Boom, for now, as a temporary stand-in, I feel like he's maturing, and he's definitely the type of person that he's going to look to respect the shot calling that Scam has. You know, CTM, of course, is much more of a mainstay of the scene.
The battle begins.
So I think if the laning stage goes well for Palos and CTM, I feel like Boom are going to have a pretty good shot. But if you let it get to any kind of late game where you can just, you know, stand inside a BKB even on the sniper and look to hold it until they do get in right on top of you, I feel like SMG have got it.
The flayed ones keep you safe.
I'm favoring Boom at the moment. I feel like they've got very good ways to deal with the sniper. Coil, Arena,
early,
Rupture.
yes.
Yeah, I feel like they can. Wait, you feel like they don't have late ways to deal with sniper, or are you favoring them early game? Is that what was your?
I'm favoring Boom early game. I'm favoring SMG late game. And you mentioned the Rupture. Like, if you're rupturing him, that means Lycan and Pango are free to do whatever the hell they want.
Yes, 100%. But I feel like you have a lot of options, which is nice. And with Palos being a position 1, if he's really farmed, we could just see an Aghanim's potentially, or third Roche if they get lucky with Ags, and that's so much value this game. My issue is that this is a free game for Yopaj. His lane might be a little bit worse than I'm expecting, but or he might just pick up first blood. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I think they have ways to deal with sniper with all their gap close and their AoE control, and I feel like Earthshaker and Lycan are not going to do what they need to do for the first 15 minutes, but it's going to be it has to be the mid one show. Like, it will get to a stage where PL can make a lot of space and just force Boom to tunnel vision to deal with the position 1, which can then allow Moon to CS, just right click heroes. So I think I'm in agreement. Late game, yes, I don't think it'll get to that stage. I think Boom will be too far ahead.
We shall see. We've got a 1-for-1 prediction coming through here. I always just like seeing some unorthodox heroes, and not that Cypher's super unorthodox, depending on what bracket you're in your pubs, but I'm always keen to see how it fares on the pro stage.
Well, what stunning? Yeah, so it is 2.25 on the homing missile. I'm intrigued on how aggressive they get on off. Please don't lose the courier.
Radiant's
Oh,
courier
don't
has
make it a
been killed.
double. Has he got boots? No, he doesn't have boots.
He's looking to chase it to get that aftershock right click
Radiant's
onto it.
What?
Yep,
courier
so it's
has
just
been
the one.
killed.
Yeah, he had the enchant totem.
Yeah, but still, I
Big
wasn't
boy.
expecting the attack range to be that far.
Have you seen the totem size, man? It's a long one.
You, Let's go, Arfu. Are you not all in on this Earthshaker now?
I still feel like it just does nothing in the first 15 or so minutes of the game. Even, like, if you can't look to rotate to mid, you're against a puck. He's got multiple ways to get over the fissure, so he's not really going to care all that much. Top side, not a ton of kill potential on SMG side, super early. So I just don't feel like he's going to be able to get enough done here. It's going to need to be around that, like I said, the team fight control, reducing the avenues of escape, and allowing, even just like creating a barrier so that Moon's able to continuously right-click with this sniper.
One. Just scurry away. BZ, it feels like he has such a wide hero pool that he plays at not just a good level, but an exceptional level. And Mars is definitely one of them. So it looks like his lane at the moment is going very well. 18 compared to the 15 last hits. I really want to see Boom try and make some rotations by like 5:30 on the timer when Puck's got coil, and that gives you a huge window then to kill off the sniper. So you're gonna have to, if to do that, you need to somehow get your waves in a position where it's not as obvious, and your carries and your offlaners don't really need that protection.
You know what's a little bit disappointing this game? We're not going to get to see any Lycanags. There's not really any good shapeshift heroes this time around. Of course, the PL, it would just reveal the real one. Sniper doesn't want to be in melee form. And, yeah, Pango Earthshaker, probably not the best for them.
Imagine if you gave the Lycan Ags to PL, and then he created little PL
Little wolves for himself.
wolves, yeah. Oh, yes, that would be very fun. My frames.
I feel like your frames are already going to have a few issues this game. You know, you've got the PL to contend with, you've got all the Lycan units, you've got the potential of an Echo Slam, Rolling Thunder, Arena of Blood on top of things. All we need now is a Monkey King.
Ah, yes. Just make it 10 times worse. It's okay. Game's embeddable. We'll have the FPS issues resolved. Looks like still. Is there a lane you're anticipating our first blood to be picked up at the moment?
Maybe bot side or mid. It depends who looks to make any kind of rotation. I still feel like one of the big weaknesses of Sniper, of course, is that, you know, you can even just see here with Moon's build, he wants to go into the Band of Evelyn skin just to be able to boost up that attack damage to make sure he's not getting majorly outlast hit. So without the boots, he might be subject to falling down here if he gets a little bit too aggressive. Pinged out Afu, have they? They know he's walking around. I think just getting a glimpse of him with the Observer Ward that's about to tick out in the mid lane there.
I like how he's repositioning though. Might run into the
This
Ruby.
bounty route snipe, yeah. Don't think you're going to be that successful this time around, Afu, unfortunately.
Alright, there's a DD bot. Can they contest this? Europa's just got a bit of creeps that he has to deal with. So still no kills picked up. I was hoping to see Radiant bring some of the supports mid, but Europa's got a bit of a later timing on the level 6 than what he was hoping. But all in all, with all the kills that we have seen, there's 1,000 net worth lead. So even with the 0-0, not all the action, of course, just killing off creeps.
I mean, it's pretty much expected. The lane was always going to be a little bit more difficult for the Lycan against the Bloodseeker. Same sort of thing with a puck against Sniper, right? We've seen Yopaj being able to take small camps multiple times now, whereas, you know, you're much more reliant on having that shrapnel charges available. So Moon just making stacks for himself so that when he does look to leave the lane next, he'll get some solid value out of that medium camp.
Do you feel like they have a lane to give over to Earthshaker as well? Like, is Sniper just going to play the jungle, even though, of course, he's got the stacks, but is he going to stay there? Top, actually. FBZ will drop the arena. The Spear doesn't get the connection on mid one, but you're happy with picking up first blood, of course. We'll give FBZ a little bit closer of a time towards his blink.
It could just be that after he gets a lot of his net worth from the stacks, obviously it not providing quite as much as before, but still able to start to rocket himself up the net worth charts. He's already got 1 stack created in this hard camp, and you can just see like his presence in lane isn't going to be much of anything. Like, sure, you might be able to lay out a Fisher, but you're against a Bloodseeker. He's just going to lifesteal it straight back up.
The stacker bonus gold didn't at least get affected, so Arfu will be...
Oh yeah, it's just whoever takes it.
Dire's
Yeah.
middle tower is under
So they
attack.
still get a little bit out of that still. Because I feel like we've seen the Earthshaker here and there, but I think you need to give a lot more priority to this hero. Like, yes, Fissure, it's a cool ability and all, but you're so slow, you're immobile, and you just need blink. It doesn't matter what, you need blink. And see, at the moment, I thought with Moon taking the stacks in the jungle that someone would
Radiant's
occupy the
bottom
middle
tower
lane, but
is
it looks
under
like
attack.
they recognize that KP with the Helm Dom.
Dire's
They
middle
feel
tower
like
is
they
under attack.
need to bring the extra numbers here to play with the Lycan, but the only issue is, well, what do you do now versus Rupture? You're locked in place, even Yopaj will show up as well. They don't bring too many resources down because they recognize how strong their heroes are versus the SMG's lineup early. Tims actually did even get involved, but nonetheless, Yopaj, beautiful double.
Oh, they're even looking to take away the stack here. Puck sees that it's been built up a little bit. He was just going for the bounty route, so the fact that they're able to take this away as well.
Wait,
is
they
a
might
big
kill Moon.
bonus.
They've got Orb. Oh, they just want the stack. Okay. I was going to say, do they jump forward and coil in? But happy with what they've gotten.
Gonna chase onto Tim's here. He might actually end up getting it here. Yes, he will.
Meanwhile, there was a solo kill top from FBZ.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Cleaned off mid one. Yopaj. He's got the orb, so he's out to safety. KP is going to use his first shapeshift of the game. And poor old Palos this time will end up falling without having the Rupture back up in the arsenal. They can't lock in KP. They'll claim their own stack in Radiant's jungle, so at least a little bit of revenge from Radiant being sneaky and taking their own.
Still, though, the fact that they were able to get that solo kill onto the PL, just again showing that FBZ is so solid on a lot of these his signature heroes.
And if the Mars has a good game, you can deal with PL. Like we see, he's already got Deso queued up. If he wants to go into an early Aghanim
Dire's
Scepter,
middle tower
then
is
this
under attack.
is a hero that can deal with him okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all about just the
Radiant's
correct
bottom
itemization.
tower is under attack.
We can see with Puck as well. He's level
Radiant
9. He's got the
structures
Witchblade
are
queued up, so
fortified.
you're going to be able to be a little bit tankier as well. And it's all about having that phase shift attack available, I think, to be able to deal with all these units that are going to be flying at your face.
Mid one. Just eluding the gank here. See,
Radiant's bottom
so
tower
Yopaj is
under
going into
attack.
that Witchblade. And it did get nerfed a little bit, especially with the Puck's build overall without the damage
Radiant's
talent. And
bottom tower has fallen.
so
Dire's
we'll
top
see
tower is under attack.
how successful he is with it, because I'm still like, we saw it a little bit through China. Like we saw
Dire's
one game
top
of it
tower
and it
has
didn't
fallen.
do very well at all, and then we just were not seeing that Puck go for the same build.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more challenging now that you don't have the extra damage at level 10, so it discourages you from going for it, but I feel like it makes sense this game just because
Yep.
you've got FBZ that's already going to be building into the Desolator, like you said. He's got it queued up, and it just synergizes well with what you're having to deal with.
Well, they still don't have the level 6s though from SMG. This is what they really need to make plays across the map. Otherwise, you're relying on maybe sweeping over and utilizing the shapeshift to get the towers, which they did do successfully down bottom,
Dire's
but
middle tower is under attack.
maybe they don't really mind about making plays though. Like again, we've highlighted mid one, probably the strongest hero as the game heads to the later stages. You've got a very greedy sniper position too, who just wants his own farm. So feels like SMG are okay. The only issue is they're not winning out in the farm game at the moment.
I feel like as long as you're not
Dire's
losing
middle tower is
towers,
under
though, and
attack.
having the game state completely go away from you, then you're kind of okay with it, right? Like they got turned around upon when they tried to take that tier 1 tower on the bot side, and they lost once, but they eventually took it. So now they're able to farm an extra couple of camps, and just the space for mid 1 and Moon to farm is looking to grow.
I believe that is a blink now completed though on FPZ. So this will now push the tempo just a little bit. We'll see if they want to smoke maybe to mid, wrap around, get a kill, and then take the tower. They don't take objectives fast on the side of Radiant. But maybe if they can have a numbers advantage, they can still take it after that. There we go. Rogi, however, will be able to use his first Rolling Thunder of the game to get the clean up on Tim's. A little bit of extra gold for mid 1 as well. Yeah, they've been able to catch up the sniper. Instantly, the rotations are coming through, but they're going to be a little bit too late here as Moon will unfortunately still end up going down as the core down straight on top of the head will claim it. They're looking for some revenge as CTM's in trouble. Earthshaker's going to look to show up and drop the Echo Slam, but the coil breaking from the synergy showing from the Mars doesn't give him the opportunity, and well, CTM just smoked out of there.
Yeah, I mean that was the rupture used as well onto KP with the shapeshift pop. So not even getting anything out of that. So close to being able to land that Echo Slam. I'm sure Arthur will be kicking himself a little bit there because he wanted to get the absolute perfect 3 mana off.
No, Arthur is tapping into the midst of it all, but instantly the Delta split as they recognize cannot clump up versus Earthshaker, and a pretty much free tier 1 tower, and the net worth lead continuing to grow. 3,000 now for Boom.
Another free tier 1 tower, and Afu was a little slow again on that Fisher. You could have very easily blocked off FPZ before he went down the stairs there and tried to get a clean up with all of the Lycan units around Rogi as well, but not opting to do so.
Even though with that death, Moon is still top of the net worth, so the sniper's farming exceptionally well. PL a little bit behind, unfortunately, here for mid 1. We did see him get solo killed previously, and I do not believe he's in a position where he has to be worried about. Now he is with the diffuser blade completed though, so he can show up to some of these early skirmishes.
And, you know, the kills on the bottom side did create a lot of space.
Now there's another one down below. FBZ just a setup on KP. Is there? And they'll have to drop the arena at the last second. Looking to try and hold the coil just for any extra heroes that show up from SMG. And yeah, we're saying FBZ was really going to be the playmaker with that blink, and it's showing to be the case.
The key difference here as well for SMG's draft is something that I didn't immediately realize is that when you look at their heroes, who actually wants to be down on the spot side?
Tim's going to try and TP out to give the Bloodseeker some time, but it's not enough. And now mid 1 can turn to clean off the Rubik as well. So with the diffuser blade enables him to find 2 kills here. That's big to try and cancel out this net worth. And mid 1's actually just going to turn it back around. CTM's got some reinforcements showing up, but they know where the real Phantom Lancer is, so Yopaj can close the distance. He'll miss on the coil, but he's got the right clicks to go through him. There's no worry at all as Yopaj unstoppable 15 minutes in.
Getting a couple of kills up the top side there, but yeah, exactly what I mentioned before, right? Like, who actually wants to be on this bottom side of the map? Like, no one. Essentially, KP eventually might be able to put his Helm of the Overlord creep there. It's 16 minutes, the timer that you mentioned before, and he's just finished the Vlad's portion of it, so still 1250 gold away. So obviously a lot less than what he would have been hoping for. But yeah, in the meantime, it just feels like a really unsafe place to be for all of their heroes. You know, the PL illusions don't last that long. They're not strong enough to be able to push out waves just yet. Sniper so vulnerable. Maybe with a Shadow Blade to save himself, but they're just focusing KP.
Just a vision again. We saw Boom previously with how they were looking to control the bottom outpost area in game 1, and looks like they're doing the exact same thing here. They're just making sure they really minimize whatever map that SMG can have to farm.
What's this allowed Moon to have? He's got the Dragon Lance in addition to the Shadow Blade now, so a lot of survivability, remembering that you can disassemble the Dragon Lance into the BKB. So I'm sure he's going to look to try and do that, considering how it feels like they probably wanted one extra layer of map control, maybe the mid-tier 1 tower going down for them. they're not at a state just yet where they can fight, even though you don't have the Arena of Blood available.
This is the one thing though with Boom, like they don't take towers well. So we're seeing that even with this lead on bottom lane. Echo Slam, I don't know if that was the kill off creeps to maybe get his blink because he was super close to it. I just saw the tail end, but regardless, Yopaj will pick up a solo kill and continue to delay the blink timing.
I think it's worth using the Echo Slam for that. Yes, it's a long cooldown, but you know, it's so hard for them to be anywhere to try and take this engagement. And you know, if he looks to move forward a little bit, there's so few situations where you're going to be able to walk into a team fight and get something off, because the only stuns that they've got outside of the Earthshaker is the Pangolier. So you're going to need to get 2 perfect ultimates off in order to win any kind of early team fights, and that's against a Bloodseeker as well. So that Rupture's going to come in clutch against Tim's.
Oh, not again, Arfu. You just died previously, man. He just wants the blinks. Any little bit of space. FVZ, try and jump up forward.
Roll off.
They'll instantly charge up the Rolling Thunder, and he's split away from the Bloodseeker, so they don't have an answer right now to the Pangolier. They look to trade a 1-for-1. Mid one still getting involved here. But can they stick around though on Boom, as Yopaj doesn't have a way to escape the vicinity? So for mid one, oh my god.
He nearly went down to the homing missile, even with all of his illusions and everyone else around. They didn't focus in onto it, so he eventually survives, but with a little bit of a spook coming through there.
Oh, poor Arfu. I can't click on them when they're dead. It's a bit frustrating.
He's got it. So just look through the scoreboard in the show items thing in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yeah. Oh. Do they smoke now? Echo's on cooldown for 45. How close are they to item timings on Dire? What's PL got? I can't click on the real PL. He's working on Manta, 1500 gold in the bank. Sniper is working on BKB as well. Do you want to see them make a play here with Blink, or just wait for these BKBs?
On SMG?
Yes.
I think you wait for at least level 15 onto mid one, just so that you have... I know we've been seeing a lot of Spirit Lance cooldown, but I mean, the evasion talent is going to be such value this game. I feel like you need that just to be able to provide that early game effectiveness. They're looking to get this smoke off. The Radiant scan will not clip.
Oh.
Moon. Oh, still doesn't clip. All right, and you've got the Echo Slam available, so...
Roger's got Blink too. So this is double Blink timing. I think you have to blow up the Bloodseeker somehow. Like, Rupture's gonna make you pretty much useless. There we go. Instantly jump on forward. Where's the follow-up at the moment here? Tims is getting targeted. Shapeshift won't have an opportunity. In between the tier 1, tier 2 towers, CTM's going to be trouble as well. So SMG just focus all their heroes to deal off with the supports. Now it does cost them the life in Rogi.
That was completely sacrificial, though. He completely disrupted the backlines. Rupture was used onto him, and he jumped up onto the high ground where Yopaj is standing right now. And, well, that's been able to net them finally a good team fight. They still haven't used Echo.
Gotta be cautious. FBZ, counter initiation. Is this going to be enough space for Yopaj to get out to safety? It is. And now Palace is going to look to turn. He's got the BKB charging up all the damage. They haven't locked onto mid one or Moon as well, so the sniper is just freely right-clicking on top of the backline. The take aim consistently poking them down further and further as Moon's still not dead just yet. How is this sniper alive? Yopaj will try and get the last little chip damage, but still Moon will find the triple.
Oh, and then the CEO gets backstabbed right at the end there by Tims. Just a classic corporate move coming through there from the new Broom recruit. But yeah, again, that just is all off the back of the complete team fight disruption coming through from the Pangolier. Such a sacrificial move. So many times you'll see players that don't want to give their life away for the betterment of the team, but Rogi playing his role to perfection there to create that area of the team. And that was without the Echo Slam getting off. Again, I feel like he was in a pretty good spot to be able to land it there on Arfu, but he was just waiting for the Dream Echo onto 3 different people. I feel like this is the sort of game where you take the 2.
And we have already seen what can happen with PL in fights too. Like with how much abilities and damage he can tank up just to enable the sniper to freely right-click through that fight. Like, Moon did so much damage.
Afu is looking to go into the Shadow Blade. I think it's going to be a long time until you look to try and build up into anything like that. I'd say the Aghanim Shard probably the better thing for now, just so that you can continue to have some kind of impact on the back lines of the team fight and, you know, come in not being caught inside the Blood Right with that silence and use the Echo Slam to great effect.
Another fight. Palace underneath the ward. Does he have an opportunity to get the BKB off? The chain control with the burst.
Doesn't even get
Showing up.
Rupture off.
And I see TM as well. The TP, they'll just catch him. What can they get out of this? T1 top. They're looking to try and move for the Roche Pit. I mean, they've got, of course, the Helm of the Overlord and how. They can take it at a decent rate.
Lucky shot as well.
Yeah, level 3.
Rock down there.
Roger's a high level.
Dire's bottom tower, Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Actually, their vision's alright. They've got one still inside the triangle camp. Kind of surprised it hasn't been removed, but now, you know, mid one, we know how aggressive you can get, and this is just going to enable it even further. So he even gets the deny off on towards the bottom side as he's chasing Yopaj a little bit here. I feel like this is not necessarily trying to kill him, but just more for information for the rest of the team.
Just the mind games. You can't play this map. Who do you think you are? Radiant, they're actually wanting a fight as Boone is very disconnected. Tim's going to look to start. Look at the Rupture push back. Oh, the bleed damage. Too much to bear. And now Roger as well. He showed up to try and offer some defense, but he's also slammed straight into the ground.
Careful that you're not just chain feeding one by one here. KP, he's hanging around a little bit. I don't think they're going to be able to claim that Ancient Granite Golem. They couldn't look to make a turnaround here. It's a 3v5 situation. Yes, you've got the Aegis, but I think that's a little bit ambitious even for SMG with how they've been playing.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Palace has got Mjolnir almost completed. The recipe done. I'm trying to find him on the map. There he is. Still needs the Hyperzone. It's interesting that... Are they actually going to take the fight down, Bo? Trying to set up at the moment. Mid one. The aggression coming to fruition. Of course, he's got the Aegis to play with, so he's targeting down FBZ, but he's very survivable. Get one last God's Rebuke, but that's not enough to kill off the illusions. KP's going to go play hand in hand with the Phantom Lancer at the moment. They've got the respawns coming up shortly as well. So Pengo can look to connect. They're TPing on the backline though. They've got to be cautious. Palace, Rupture out, targeting Arfu. Into with the BKB. There will be no escape in the TP. Now mid one. They're going to try and target down the PL. Keep in mind, he does have the extra life to play with. But where are Dire nearby to protect him? They'll try and rev up the Rolling Thunder. They need the help. They need it now, but they won't get it fast enough. As mid one's down and out of the count, Yopaj will target through KP as well. A triple for Palos and a huge teamfight victory.
Great decision as well with where he decided to TP on the backlines, the last place that you might expect a Bloodseeker to be coming through, but just immediately removing that teamfight control that Arfu is able to provide. And again, they're lacking in stuns right now. Roger, you had to use the Blink Dagger just for getting to the teamfight a bit faster because he got picked off previously. You don't have the tier 1 tower to TP to or the outpost. So he's just parking himself inside the tree line here, trying to stop a lot of the aggressive push moving forward, but very careful with where he's looking to move around. He could just end up running into Tim, so unless that's what he wants. He's got Moon backing him up.
That is what he wants. Oh, the lead they had on SMG completely cut down now after losing the Aegis advantage. I still wonder how Boom can take objectives. Dessler is going to help out. Bloodseeker has never been known with an objective taker, and it doesn't... I'm still losing confidence with how they can play in the late game.
You talking Boom here?
Yes.
And he hasn't even gone the phase shift attack on the
FBZ? Oh, nice doppelganger dodge, and now with the Echo Slam from Arfu, catching up multiple heroes, but again, we're showing the survivability from FBZ, but Yopaj, he doesn't have the capability, as he's also going to end up dropping as well. Palos? Should be Gucci.
A little scary there for the puck. He's gone the Kyron Sanj as well on Yopaj here. So even though there's not that much in terms of you know, things that are going to be looking to lock him down. Afu was nearly off point with the use of his enchant totem after the Echo Slam, so Yopaj could have potentially gotten away, but it was a good recovery there by Roger to make sure the Rolling Thunder was just staying in right on top of that puck so they got the chain lockdown.
Moon's getting short at the moment. Can they burst him? A great fissure amplifying Moon's opportunity to get the BKB, and Palos will get obliterated.
Moon's the man. He's got his Helm of the Overlord buffing him up as well, right? So you've got that lifesteal coming through from the Vlad's portion. And yeah, he's sieging.
You won't have Palos now for 50. You're not going to have objectives in the middle lane either. Maybe they'll catch out CTM. Rolling Thunder charged up. Rogi. He doesn't have to worry about the rupture here. So a key component taken away of the counter. And this is just providing them space. That's all they need. Name of the game, space, space, space.
They might get the creep, and they do. So at least that's a little bit of extra gold going Yopaj's way, but yeah, it's a little bit rough for Boom. I mean, it feels like it's slipping out of their fingers a little bit here. The only time outside of the laning stage that things looked up for them was getting that solo pick off onto Moon. He was in much better position this time, though. The rest of his team looking to back him up, and he's gone into the Morbid Mask, eventually going to build into the Satanic, and now that you've got that take aim available, the extra headshot chance is going to be a ton of right-click damage that you're not going to be able to withstand.
Off like a shot.
Are there any items that you feel like are going to enable Boom throughout these next couple of fights, or are they still a bit too far behind? FBZ have to break, forced off, and great placement in the arena. Get himself just out to safety.
I was about to say maybe like FPZ building into something big. Like you can see he's going for the BKB. I don't know if that's the right option. You know, sure you want to make sure that your mana pool's not being burned down by the PL, but that doesn't feel like the biggest concern for them. He's not really being the one chain lockdown. I feel like he needs to be itemizing a little bit more for damage.
See how Moon set up. If they instantly jump, Roger's there to help him, Arthur as well. They tried the telekinesis spear, they won't get it. It's going to cost the FBZ's life, and Tim's too. Instantly, two heroes down in the grave, but Pallet's going to look to turn it around, but a BKB's been wasted just for an initial life. The Assassin's out, can't get back to the safety, won't even matter. The Illusions will claim the kill, and now Arthur's in as well. But space again. You've got Yopaj that maybe can start now. I don't think they have the damage on these three heroes. They're so survivable. Yopaj will try and clean up the Earthshaker. He's got to get out of dodge fast enough, which he will be able to do so, but mid one is just continuing to push back the side of Boom. They are lacking some ways to deal with the puck at the moment, but he's not enough to keep their full set of barracks alive. And mid's also gone as well.
Itemization as well, right? Like, sure, you're able to get the Earthshaker, but that's not the thing that's currently the main concern right now. He is going into the Aghanim Scepter on KP. Who does he give this to? Does he give it to the Earthshaker just so that he's constantly able to quickly run into the team fight and get the Echo?
Speaking of KP, we'll get picked off meanwhile. Mid one has a DD. They actually want to take the fight.
Maybe just wanting to protect the Black Dragon.
Radiant are scanning.
Potential Roche respawn in 5 seconds.
Who are the key components on SMG's lineup that Boom need to kill to start? And we'll hold that thought. Maybe Tim's is a key component for Boom. Nice use of his own doppelganger. He'll still nonetheless run into the Aghanim Shard. Tim's has got some heroes in the backline. They brought down 2, maybe now with his strength in numbers. But they still just cannot get on top of Moon. They've got the vision as well. Jump in finally. They're able to catch him out. Palace BKB charged up. They're going to try and beat on top of the sniper, but he's turning. The life's still too much for him to deal with. He's 25. He'll obliterate CTM as well. You can't fight into mid one. No Moon. And it's all the SMG show in this game too.
Again, just a great understanding of the roles in that team fight. Yopaj was trying to find Afu because he does provide them a lot of that extra control that they need to try and avoid the damage coming in onto the sniper, but he was able to blink off into the trees, land the Fisher stun onto the puck, and then even dropping the Echo Slam just to be proccing the Aghanim Shard portion for the extra stun lock into the Enchant Totem afterwards, and that was all that Moon needed to be able to continuously fight alongside mid one and take a pretty successful team fight. It's only buybacks expended, but I mean, does he even have ultimate? It's 15 seconds away. I don't know if you can look to do this. Yeah, they're just going to run into CTM here.
Oh, Moon doesn't care about no arena. He wants to be trapped inside the Gladiators. That's a dieback here for FBZ. And Yopaj is in trouble. KP and Orchid out. There's no more control at the moment, but bit of issues with your barracks, and they've had enough as SMG. They don't care about the debut at the newly formed Boom roster. They'll take the series 2-0.
Yeah, the new boy out of Manila unfortunately did not do that well for the first showing on Boom. Honestly, it wasn't like a bad Tim's performance. We saw so many times he was able to be clutch with some doppelganger saves onto himself and prolong the team fight for a little bit longer, but you definitely didn't get the value out of that Rubik pick that you were hoping for, particularly being able to steal the Fisher. Never really seemed to happen. And they just didn't seem to have anything that was able to continuously get in onto him. I mean, there was so much action that I wasn't able to respond to you, but it does feel like, you know, Earthshaker into the sniper was the way, as well as just planting a rupture onto the Pangolier is the way that Boom were going to try and take that fight, but they were just making sure that they were in completely different quadrants of the same sort of area, that never happened. And yeah, great performance coming through from Moon in particular, certainly carrying his team through the early stages of that game and allowing mid one to come to the fore.
It's felt like Moon is the CEO. I don't know what's going on here, but with how he's been performing on SMG through the group stages, it's exceptional. I mean, we saw the Death Prophet in game one, and it just really feels like every series they go into, Moon is just popping off, and it's off the back of the rest of SMG to enable him as well. We're always also seeing mid one have some exceptional performances, but it just feels like SMG, man. This is the team to look out for right now through the Pro Series. I mean, they're 14-2. Are they done? They've got one more series versus Galaxy Racer on the last day of the groups, which is still going to be a test as well. But I thought Boom was going to be quite the troublemaker in this series, but SMG with how they're able to perform in both game one and game two, and just they were more than content with, you know, getting through the early stages of this game. I was highlighting that I was a bit worried that Boom were going to get on top of them, you know, with Arena, with Rupture potentially, Coil, whatever the ultimates they wanted to use to control the sniper. But, you know, like you said, the Helm, the Overlord for the sustain, he went very, very early Satanic, and he didn't give a damn. All of those abilities, he could still stand his ground and man fight. We saw there was issues as the game went on for Boom.
The Enchanted Quiver helps that he was able to pick up as well, just providing that little bit of extra damage. But yeah, just relying on the inherent toolkit that a sniper now has with the take aim active, being able to guarantee those headshots coming through on a consistent basis. And I'm sure SMG, you know, they played against them a few times now, but every single time they're able to get a win against Palos in particular is going to just be that little bit sweeter, because it was Execration that knocked SMG out of the TI-10 SEA qualifiers, and with it looming only 20 or so days away, it's just one of those things that you take every little victory that you can get. But another strong performance for SMG, and that's just series one of the day. What do we got up next for our second of four? Looks like Motivate Trust taking on Dreammaker, is that right?
Yes, that is correct. So that's going to be a pretty hype series as well. Motivate currently tied 4th position, and Dreammaker are tied 6th position as well. So we're getting to the later stages here of the groups. We've only got 3 days left, and it's every series is now incredibly important to determine who's going to make it to the upper, lower, and also who's going to be eliminated and won't have an opportunity for the granddaddy prize of all these dollary dues. But with that being said, first series done and dusted. We'll be back shortly with our second one for the night.